Hey guys, welcome back. So today we got what year is this? Oh wait, Hyundai Veracruz. Customer complained about AC not working. So this is the time of the year people are start complaining about cold air because it's summer right now here, and for the past days it's been 30 degrees Celsius. So I'm just gonna verify that complaint because he's saying that on the driver's side it's not that cool or cold, and the passenger side is more on, there's cold air coming out from there. So most of the time if I have this kind of situation, I always check the refrigerant level, because if your refrigerant level is low, that's the symptoms, like the other side is cold, the other side is warm or not cold enough, right? So I have my temp gun here, so we're just gonna check our temperature on each vents. So right now I'm on AC, right? So right now I'm reading on the driver's side at 24 degrees, and our AC control there at low, and the farthest end is 20 degrees. On our passenger side, that's reading 19, 20, 19.6. The other side, what's that? Oh, 18. So definitely there's two different readings on each vents. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check our pressure first. Most likely our AC compressor is working, right? And it's either we have a low refrigerant, but the customer already told me that he came here 2 weeks ago to fill the AC. So we're just gonna do some visual inspection. Could be a leak, right? Or it's just low on refrigerant. So let's go under the hood and let's check. Okay, so we're under the hood now. I'm just gonna do visual inspection because the last time it came here too, they replaced the heater core. So far I don't see any oil residue. If they recharge this and put some dye, I can see there on our AC line there. I don't know, let me zoom in. That one, that's some accumulation of oil there. Could be leaking from there. We don't know yet. And let's inspect the condenser. Okay, we're just gonna check quickly the condenser. If there's any signs of leak, right? I don't see any abnormalities or oil residue. So what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna hook up our AC machine and recover our refrigerant and compare it to the spec. If it's low, we know that there's something going on, and then we're gonna recharge it, and then we'll check for leaks. Okay, hook up our lines. So far our pressure, on the low side it's at 90, the high side more or less that's 90, less than 100. So we're gonna recover this first. I'm gonna see here first on our tank, it has 26 pounds and 0.25 ounces. So I'm gonna start recovering it, and then let's see how much it recovers, and then let's just compare it to the spec. Okay, so we're done recovering. So far it didn't change, 26 pound and 14 ounce. So most likely we just recovered 14 ounce of refrigerant in the system. On the service information, we have on our spec there, it says there front only it should have 15 ounces, and front and rear, which is this vehicle, has a rear vents or rear controls, so we're gonna use that spec there, front and rear. has 1.98, so it means that that's 1 pound, almost 2 pounds. So the conversion in there is, in every 1 pound there's 16 ounces, so we're missing at least 1 pound of refrigerant. So I'm gonna vacuum this system, and then we're just gonna wait until it's done, and then I'm gonna recharge the system, put some dye on it, let it run, and then let's see if we can find the leak right now, or the customer needs to come back. Since we're gonna put the dye on it, maybe it needs more time to recirculate. And also I forgot to mention, if you have some scenario too that the other side is what do you call that, just blowing cold air and the other side is not, it could be the blender too, right? So we'll double check since we know that our refrigerant is low. We're gonna fill it with the specification, and we'll recheck our vents again so that we can eliminate if it's a blender issue or it's just a refrigerant issue, right? Okay, so vacuum is done. I already set our refrigerant. I'm just gonna press this go, and while it's doing that, let's just double check while it's recharging. Make sure there's nothing in there that's obvious. For sure, I think there's a leak on this system. I don't know if when they did the what do you call that, heater core for a different complaint or something else. Okay, so that's done. Let me just close this, and then we're gonna go inside the car, and then let's check our vents. Okay, so I'm just gonna full blast that. Okay, AC is coming in now. And we'll just close this window. Okay, now let's use our temp gun again and see. So in here we got 25 degrees. In there we got 21, 20. The other side we got 22. And on this side, a little more cold air coming out from here. We got 23. We got 23. We got 18. We got 19. So this guy, I don't think it's a blender. Let me go high on this one. That should change. 26, 27. This guy here, 25, 26, 30, 31. So I'm gonna lower it. Compared to the passenger side, so right now we're reading 26. This guy's reading 20. 20. So we still have a difference in vents temperature. We know we got a low refrigerant. So either we got two problems on this guy, but yeah, 24. So what we're gonna do is, while I'm moving the temperature controls here, we're gonna go underneath, locate that temperature actuator, and see if it moves. Okay, so I have my scanner here. So we're checking, there's air mix door potentiometer and air mix door on the passenger. As you can see there, let me zoom in. Got the same feedback from the actuator, 5.1%, which is that's the coldest, right? So on our actuator itself, this is the guy here. So I'm gonna move our temperature control, and that should move. You see this rod here? That's the rod for the temperature control. So I'm going up right now, hottest position. And then I'm gonna try to go down. Where's the button? No, is that the button? I'm gonna go down, all the way down. Okay. So the question now is, if this thing here that's the maximum that it has, right? Because the scanner that we have is just a feedback, in my opinion. So it's a feedback of the actuator, the position of it. So it's either we're gonna compare itself on the other side, or I can just remove this actuator and move the flap, what do you call that, manually, and see if we have almost the same on the vents. Because right now, let me just move this. Where's the mode? Okay, we go to phase. As you can see there, it's reading 28. This guy is 20, right? There should be the same. So something is going on this side. So I'm gonna try to remove the actuator, and then maybe I'll try to move the flap manually if that improves. Let's see. Alright guys, so I remove our actuator there. For some reason, when I was trying to remove this guy here, because the bottom part is just a casing, and this is where our rod goes in to move this guy here, was not lined up properly. So right now I can feel the difference now, because it's blowing cold air on our driver's side. So let's check here. As you can see there, 19, which is good. It's 19, 17, and like before, our driver's side was 25, 20. It's not even going down. So I think on this guy, so it's either this one was not lined up, because our flap here is moving freely. I don't see any restriction, as you can see there. So I think I'm gonna put this actuator back, make sure it's lined up properly, and then let's retest it again, and we'll see. Okay, so I put our actuator back, and let's check again our vents, because we know that our actuator works, and I think it's just not lined up there. So full AC on. Let's check this again. 20, it's coming down, which is good. So earlier it didn't even came down. So I think the issue in there is we got a low refrigerant, could be leaking or was not charged properly the last time that it came here, and we got that issue in the actuator, So it could be that from that before, because on the history in this one I know that they replaced the heater core, so I think they may maybe mess up something in there, I don't know. But right now we got 17 degrees driver side, which is good. Same thing there, passenger 16.7, so that's not bad at all. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna lift up the vehicle and then we're gonna thoroughly check it and see if we can find the leak, because we got a low refrigerant, so we'll see. Okay, so I'm just letting our AC leak sniffer warm up there. So I remove our undercover and let's just do visual inspection. As you can see there on our compressor, it's all wet in there. I think that's because of the oil leak from the valve cover. So as you can see, there are all alternators brand new, so someone already replaced that. So there's oil leak there. So we don't know if that's a leak from the AC. What else? What else do we need to check? So I can't really tell if that's leaking from our compressor. Let's check our sniffer and let's see if we can detect something in here. So what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna set off my leak detector to highest sensitivity, and then let's see. Okay, nothing in there so far. Sometimes you have different kinds of methods in checking leaks. One way in this one way with ultraviolet flashlight, right? Let's see our evac port. Consider that's our drain hose. We're just gonna put our sniffer there. Let's see if it can detect something. So nothing in there. Now we're gonna lower down the vehicle and let's check our condenser side. Before I lower the vehicle, I'm just going to use the flashlight and see if we can find something in there. What we're looking right now should have a green color, but as you can see, there is all oil and everything, so let's not do the conclusion here right away. So it's either I'm gonna clean this and then I guess we're gonna let it go with the customer and see, because I think this is all oil from the engine oil. Okay, so we're now in the condenser. I'm just doing some visual inspection. Everything looks dry here, so I don't think it's condenser. Okay, let me lower the vehicle again. Engine bay. This guy here, I think that's coming from our, when we recharged it, it was leaking, I guess. Same thing on that side there. Same thing on our low side, service port. I think that's from the mounting on the coupler. I really don't see anything other than this wetness. I'm just gonna use my sniffer. You see there on the service port area, if it detects something. Nothing. How about this here? Nothing. Nothing. I don't see any leaks or anything, or maybe it's very slow leak, or it could be was not properly charged. So I don't know if this guy is gonna come back again. At least we're gonna recharge it. We fix our door actuator, the blender for the AC, and then I'm just gonna tell the customer that we recharge it, we put the dye. I'm gonna clean that AC hose to the compressor. At least when it comes back, maybe we can see the dye coming out from there if there's a leak from there. So other than that, we know that it was a low refrigerant issue, and there was an issue on the air temp actuator. We lined it up. Now it's blowing cold air. It should blow cold air because we charge it with refrigerant on spec. So that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you for watching.